And we're live on a Mercury day. As soon as I sat down, my chakra started going off. Which one? I believe it's my heart chakra. Could be the Palladian one. They're so close together, I can't tell sometimes. What's up, everyone? I am the High Priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual psychoanalyst, the goddess of the moon that rules over your mind and emotions. I am the Lilith reincarnated, and a great many other things with all the spiritual gifts I have. In order to keep up with me, you better to catch what I post on my community page. My latest live video. Oh God. I didn't post a short last night, but I got great ones either. I was actually thinking of this other one the other day. Where are we at? Well, my chakra's going off real hard right now. As soon as I sat down, I'm in serious fucking fight or flight mode. I talked to Morgan. She's trying to calm me down. My kids are sick. I think I'm gonna get sick. My stomach is feeling kind of funky. Been drinking ginger ale for like 24 hours. What's going on? Oh man. I can feel it in the back of my mind. I can feel this flight going. It's like I'm ready to run away now. I kept telling Morgan, I'm ready to get out of here, bro. I'm getting out of here. I don't want to be here no more. Fight or flight means that you're either going to fight real hard or you're going to run real hard. I'm ready to start a new life somewhere else and forget about Bobby and everything and all of these people and in this whole situation. Go start fresh somewhere new. Doesn't it sound great? What if I told you I've lived my whole life like this? And I'm supposed to stop this. But why would you want to stop? Don't you just want to run away? Start a new life? Be a new person? Live in a new house, in a new town? With a new lover? Get a new job? Make new friends? Try new food? Even if I'm not focused on it, I can see my mind scanning the U.S., trying to figure out where I want to go. Somewhere new, somewhere we've never been, somewhere with good weather, somewhere with good schools, somewhere where I can get a job and just hide away. It's happening? Yeah, inside of me. I gotta be careful, or it'll happen outside of me. What do I feel like doing right now? Packing. I feel like going with it. You ever had that feeling in your life? Every time I got that feeling, I'd get up and I'd go. It means I'm unhappy, and I had to do something right away, because I couldn't take it anymore. My tummy hurts. I'm having tummy issues. Well, I talked to Morgan. She talked some sense into me. She had me laughing. She said, first off, I told you, I don't believe a fucking word that fucking Diana says. She said, I listened to your video, and you were definitely interrogating the shit out of that guy. She's like, I think you have a case. I was like, well, let me tell you what happened after. And she had a good point. She's like, dude, we've always known Diana to be a lady of the night. She's even said it. That's how she pays her bills. So how can she go from, sex working to sex traumaed? I was like, you got a good point. She's like, dude, she's a manipulator. She's always a one-upper. And it's kind of the truth, bro. Anytime I go out there and I say, oh, I was listening to an artist, she'll be like, yeah, they've been coming to me. Like, if I say I was in the Bible, she's like, yeah, I was reading that too. She, does that, bro. She's that one-up. And so, first off, when I told Morgan that what happened yesterday, she's like, yeah, he tried to get me in the truck. She's all, hold up, bro. Hold up, bro. What was the context to this? She's like, because she be out there, bro. She'd be out there she says it all the time, because once you see it, you're like, what the fuck is happening? But I know her to have personality disorder, so when I see her switch up like this, I'm like, because, I seen Morgan do the same fucking thing. All of a sudden, this bitch come out with crazy makeup and her hair did, and she's wearing high heels, and she's going to an appointment. I'm like, what are you doing? What's wrong with us? We're fucked up, bro, aren't we, though? Like, I'm gonna dress up today. If I'm looking at Jonica, I'm gonna dress up and be a different version of me today. I'm gonna put on this fucking outfit, this little cape, this little fucking purse. I'm gonna put these high heels on, and I'm just gonna be this bad bitch today. I see myself so badly right now. I'm seeing so much of myself in the mirror. Anyway, she's like, dude, first off, yeah, I can see. And she knows that you're triggered, bro. And she knows how to get under your skin, bro. She knows. She's like, do you know that for sure that her man was gay? I was like, shut up, bro. Don't make me question everything this woman has ever said to me right now. She's like, you know, whatever. She's like, I don't want you and your kids to get caught up as troublemakers because she's over there cutting. She's a troublemaker. And I was like, she's always out there at 3 o'clock in the morning, dude. She's like, and she's like, this shit happens to her because she be out there doing some shit, bro. This has nothing to do with you. That's a good point. I was like, that guy wasn't smoking a cigarette with me, jerking off to me, trying to get me in bed with him. As far as the other weirdo, she's like, obviously it got on your nerves. You'd had enough of it. That doesn't mean that anything. And then she came in with a story that triggered you. I was like, yeah, go ahead, tell them that, you know, he's getting on. And then sure enough, dude, his bitch walked right past her today as we were both walking out. I was like, yeah, this is great. This is just great. I'm so fucking triggered. I'm so fucking triggered. It's like, I feel like I'm the troublemaker here. I don't want to do this. I don't want to sit down. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to fucking live here. I don't want to be here. I don't want to even see your fucking face. Then I'm walking up and I'm talking to Morgan and there's fucking Diana. I'm like, I am so fucking triggered. I just want to pack my bags and leave. God's got a plan. He'll take care of me. I'm magically delicious. I got this, bro. I swear to God on everything holy, I don't need to be here. I swear, the Holy Spirit will fix anything I do if I leave the store. They will take care of me, dude. And then you look at my kids, they're all laid out. It's like, you ain't going nowhere, bitch. And that's what I told Morgan. I can't even come to your house, dude. My kids are sick. I can't abandon my sick kids in the house. I'm stuck, dude. God locked me down in hell. I'm so in purgatory. Oh, God. Hey, how are you doing? How's your Wednesday? Hump day, huh? Hump and dump. Really? Yeah, she had a point there. And I don't want to. I just don't want to. I don't want to fucking write no fucking... I don't want to write no statements. I don't want to tell nobody in my story. I don't want to. I don't want to talk about any of this anymore, dude. I don't want to talk about it. I just don't want to... I don't even want to be here, bro. I don't want to deal with this. Really? Yeah, I don't want to. For real? For real. In the essence, what if they find out that she's a fucking liar and he didn't even approach her yesterday? And I'm just over here having a fucking panic attack, fucking, you know what I mean? Totally fucking triggered in childhood wounds and shit. This place is fucking... It's pissing me off. You know what I mean? Like, first off, like, already, dude. Like, ugh. I feel like it's repeating, dude. What is? I don't know. Same thing happened in fucking Arizona. I stayed in a fucking shelter, and the people and their problems and their issues and their everything about it made me so fucking crazy. I ended up doing some magic in the middle of the fucking cafeteria, and they kicked me out the next day. I did it on purpose, though. I pulled out all my demon cards. I pulled everything out, dude. It was all, fuck this. Fuck this. You guys are fucking cursed, you fucking sick motherfuckers. Really? Yeah. I cursed that motherfucker, and they put me out the next day. They gave me gift cards, dog food, all kinds of shit. It's like, oh, now what, God? We're going to Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas! Alright, I have a plan. God has a plan. We're good. We're good. We'll be good. Really? Yeah, dude. That's what I'm like, dude. I'm feeling like I need to go clean my car out and fix that tire. Like, all we need is a tire, homie. Seriously? God damn it. I'm so serious. I can get a job anywhere. We can find fucking... That's what it means to be, like, a pioneer and a survivor. You're like, no, I'm out of here, bro. This is bullshit. My kids hate their school. They're not getting along with anyone. Everything's crumbling. The towers are falling. I'm ready to go. Morgan's like, nah, you gotta stick it out for the long run so that you get what you want. What the fuck do I want? I want God to get me out of here. Is Jesus gonna come and rescue me? Or am I gonna get tired of the bullshit and fucking get the fuck up out of here? Same as your guys' lives. He told me to stay. Oh, God. It's that quick, dude. Fucking, it could be fine, and then it could be hell. The very next day, you're like, dude, the shift in perception. So obviously I'm extremely fucking triggered. And naturally I would go with this and just go. Just go. Just go. And not look back. Forget it ever happened, never even speak of it. Tell the kids how wonderful the next life's gonna be, and we're going. Really? Yeah. And we figure it out. It worked like that forever. And that's why I have no fears of just going out there like that. Going out like that. Because it always worked for me. I can make it work. Really? Yeah. And that's why I encourage you, for those of you that have never done it. It's like, bro, go out there. And then there's always that. If it doesn't work, you can always fucking come back home where it's comfortable and you know what to do. Really? Yeah. Yo. Hey, are you awake? If you feel better, I'm taking you to school. Oh gosh. So yeah, I'm having a great fucking healing session. But realistically, so much got triggered, dude. I've been so triggered for like, I think at least, I don't know, I'd say a good 15 days now. This shit has been going on for a long time now. Everything is just, I am like, all of it. You think about, you know what I mean? Homegirl was talking about her fucking, she said it again last night. She said, I don't know who keeps stealing my Halloween decorations, right? So then that triggered me and brought me back into the holidays, right? Everything about this place, they just keep triggering the shit out of me. That's why I be sitting in here on the camera talking about, I don't want to go outside. I don't want to go outside. I'm not going to go outside. The real truth is I can't run from the past somewhere else. Something outside, no matter where I go, some part of that, wherever it is, will remind me of the same things I'm running from here. That's what I know in this particular instance, right? Some things you can just sever. But right now I'm not running from something on the outside. I'm running from something on the inside. Because there's nothing wrong with my outside. It's actually supportive. In the most sense. I mean, the fucking people are fucking... That's what it is. The people of this world make it hard to live in this world. That's why I be always like, just put me away somewhere tucked away where I'm not around people and nobody's bothering me and I could just sit in the divine, you know what I mean, with God, you know what I mean, reviewing time. But as soon as I get into the game, it's like, Jesus, you put this helmet on and you can't get it off. You become the human experience. And it's like, oh, it's so crushing. Really? Yeah. Which are just the thoughts of what's happening. You get overwhelmed in the emotions of what is happening. It was just too much, bro. And again, Morgan points out, she's like, dude, because she was very calm and collective and this and that and very tentative to the fact that I lost my fucking mind and was sitting there all fucking triggered. And she's like, dude, she's a manipulator. She's like, maybe, but I don't think so, bro. In the sense of, you know, I'm really dealing with fucking childhood trauma and I am really dealing with sexual fucking, you know what I mean, sexual assault fucking triggers and all this shit. And she's over there, according to Morgan, a lady of the night. Project Panties is not fucking suffering, is what she says. And I look at her, I was like, well, I think she has a personality disorder. So it could be a part of her that has to turn on and go to work. And then in the day, she could sit there and fucking feel the guilt and shame of all that. I seen my mom do that in her drug use. She would be one thing on a Friday night and a whole fucking awful thing through the weekend. Looks like me, right? Realistically, Jesus Christ. And that's where these patterns and behaviors and stuff like that, and it's just like, you could say they're unstable, but then you look at the fucking planetary movement. My hair looks perfect, huh? I know. Isn't it perfect? Sorry. It's so perfect. I stood up too fast. I said so too. I was like, what is up with my hair lately? It's just been so beautiful. No, thanks for telling me. If you're feeling, you didn't look so good as you stood up there. But, she pointed out, she's like, dude, I think she's making things worse for you. She's like, you know, none of this shit happened while you were just sitting there with me. It's like nobody fucked with you and nobody made you all fucking triggered and all of this shit when you were just sitting with me. I was like, good point. And it's like, you know, you're just kind of sitting there kind of asking for trouble. I was like, I'm not. Don't I look very unapproachable? I don't know. She was just telling me to calm down and chill out and, you know, stick it out. And I'm like, oh, let me tell you how I feel, though. Really? Yeah. It's more exciting to think about something new than to deal with something old. You guys have strings attached to stuff, though. I really don't. We don't have strings attached. We don't come with strings attached to anything. And that's where it is like until I have like a lease or something, like some kind of contract where I'm like, you know what I mean? I have some kind of, I guess you could say stability or some kind of roots. I can just float in the wind. As long as my kids are getting their education and they're getting, you know what I mean, everything that they need, there's no difference to me in a military family that, you know what I mean, that gets stationed in different places all the time. Some of you believe that, you know, having that home base and that security is needed in your community, but you don't look at your communities as the like minds of what it is. It's like you're trapped to these like minds, and then when you try to leave, there's all of this consideration that needs to be made, and then there's all of this attachment, there's all of this, that. You can't just spontaneous say, something fell. I'm going to, you know what, let's just sell the house. Let's just move. You have to take in too many people into consideration to make those decisions. And in essence, it's going to be heart-wrenching because they don't want you to move and they can't, you know what I mean? They're going to make you feel bad about this really great idea and thing that you want to do with your life. Really? Yeah, what do we got? Ooh, the Two of Wands. That's me. I'm sitting here and it's like, you know, the cards, I sit in the between because right now I lived a different lifestyle than other people lived. And I've lived all kinds of lifestyles, and now all I'm trying to do is live a new lifestyle without the old patterns. So right now I'm patterning, I'm triggered, so I'm in fight or flight mode, and this is what I do. Other people don't do this. They don't take destiny into their hands. They don't make those kind of rash decisions. They don't set out on an adventure for something new, is what I'm trying to say. So let me explain to you that I did it my whole life. This time in my life, I'm being called to not do that. Right now. But it is okay to uproot yourself and adventure to a far-off land and experience a new culture and a new way of life for you and for your family. It's extremely good for them to experience these things. What brings us back? Why do I keep coming home? That's the real question. Because I don't have family here. I don't have friends here. I don't have a home here. Everything here reminds me of all my pain and suffering. So why do I keep coming back? That's the real question. And in essence, it's because I gotta face all of this. But it's like, you know, all of the places that I've called home, I could go back to, but for the same reason. I don't want to go back there because that's going to remember the life that I gave up and the reason that I gave it up. You don't leave a good thing. You don't leave a good thing. You leave when things are bad. Right? So, you know, that's how that works. But naturally, you know, I can keep going and going, but I always want to come back home. And then I come back home, and what happens? I have to face all the things that I ran from home. You know what I mean? All the places I went, you know, all the shit I was running from. It's right here where I left it. But do I face it when I come home? Or I try to ignore it? and act like it's not here, and try to create a new home and act like it's not, here. Just kind of want to show you my life versus some ideas you can look at other people's behaviors and stuff like that. Really? Really. Let's talk about the Two of Wands. Current energy. What about our individuality? We're working through it, obviously. I have nothing to say about that card. Those cards are heavy duty and full of light, and so maybe tomorrow when I'm feeling lighter. We're not at the Two of Wands, are we? Dominion. If the Ace of Wands is the spark of inspiration, the Two of Wands concerns shaping it so you can achieve your goals. It is the Magician card brought to earth. Now this is where it becomes dangerous. Do I let my mind get carried away and I go with these thoughts and I take action on these thoughts? Do I know where these thoughts are coming from? Are they healthy thoughts? Careful now. And that's why I was like, I gotta be careful. Because before I know it, I'll be on the internet planning jobs and telling the kids about a new place we're going to. Really? Yeah. Your ideas have a lot of potential, but you will need hard work, willpower, and dedication to realize your vision. You've taken the first steps. Now you must keep your aim focused and wait for your objectives to materialize. There is a balance to be struck between daring and planning. Perhaps you will have to decide whether to stick with what you know or take a risk. Have the courage of your convictions. 2 is associated with union, so the Two of Wands indicates a good time for friendship, though make sure that any relationship is equal. 2 minds are greater than one, and when I'm suffering in mine, I need to talk to someone else. And that's where I talked to her. I reached out to her. And she's always, and she kept going back. She was like, dude, you talked me out of that. That's what happened, Yesterday, while I'm going through the dark night of the soul, she's like, I met you, that's what Diana said. She's like, I met you right before I got sucked in. They were getting all on my nerves. Everybody was asking me if I wanted to drink. I would have got sucked in right before I met you. And you told me to stop sharing with everyone and to stick to myself, and, you saved me. Then we went over to B, and she was asking me for a lighter, and she's like, dude, you gave me the best advice of my entire world. I've never seen such magic like that. Hers was a situation with her car and her dude. She's like, the very next day, I was blessed and got a brand new car as soon as I changed my mind. I was like, yeah, it was some magical shit. I saw that go down. And it's like, I have a great influence, but when you're, when you're low, you need to be able to turn to them to pick you up, and that's kind of where it is, too. It's like, I'm where you are, and it's like, that's where she's like, remember what you told me. You know what I mean? Remember what you told me. And that's where it is like, when you're in your own shit, bro, you're like, fuck. You can't even hear that right now. It's hard. And that's where you have to have those people that can keep you grounded. And that's what she is like, dude, don't, she's like, dude, you want me to come over? We could sit there all day and talk shit. Don't let them make you feel uncomfortable. Don't make this uncomfortable. Don't let them fuck with your fucking, You and your kids, what happens to you and your kids matters to me, dude. And that, I never heard someone say that. I never heard someone say that before. I never heard someone say they care about me and my kids. And she's trying to do the right thing. She's trying to tell me to do the right thing, just do the right thing. And that's what people outside are trying to do. They're trying to keep you calm. They're trying to keep your life, safe. They really care. I don't have people like that. It's something new. If there was anything good that came from this, it was Morgan. But yeah, going back to the situation here, I've been fighting it since I got here. No, it just started I started to slowly fight it. And I feel triggered to where it's like, why is it my job to make this place better? Nobody else cares, and I look like the troublemaker. And all of it just makes it unhappy for me. Nobody else seems to give a fuck. They've made it home. Nobody else cares about what's going on. These are, in essence, it's like, I should have told somebody that homeboy was making me feel uncomfortable, but it's not this, it didn't become such a big deal until Diana comes on and says, like, yeah, he was coming on to me too. And then I got overwhelmed in my own feelings, you know what I mean, about how uncomfortable I felt, and it triggered me into past memories, and it sent me on a whole whirlwind, just based on, you know what I mean, her little simple words of, you know, yeah, me too, me too. And she is a very much me too. And I don't know how much of it is true. And that's true. It's like, you know, she told fucking Jude, and Jude told me, and there's videos here. She told Jude, and I started to question since the beginning where she was getting her money. And she told Jude she was going to go to the hose. And I had no idea what the fuck that meant. And I had to go through, like, you know, all these adults to find out that meant some kind of sex work. And again, 1 minute, like yesterday morning, she didn't have no cigarettes. It was kind of rude what I did. But Red was like, can I get one of those off of you? And I was like, no, because I know she doesn't have one. And I ended up giving her a cigarette, and then he took off. And then last night, you know what I mean, she's like, well, I'm going to go do laundry, and I bought me a new pack of cigarettes, and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, you know, I already had known that she was doing some kind of sex work. And yet she's playing victim to, you know what I mean, she's sexually traumatized, and that shit triggered her, and she went into, you know what I mean, she went into all of this and this, that, and the other, which, I mean, is it true? Because I don't know, but I know that shit yesterday triggered the shit out of me. And yeah, the guy was a whole creepo, and that was the second mistake. Why didn't we tell anyone? And that made me realize, you know, and that's exactly what Morgan validated today, is like, we're just so desensitized to the bullshit. It's just bullshit. We're just desensitized to it. It's like, oh, that was, you know, a typical day in the life of the bullshit. You know what I mean? And it's not worth standing up and fighting all the bullshit, bro. It's like just bullshit. It's realistically. And she's like, you know, you got new owners coming in. I don't want you to look like a fucking, you know what I mean, a problem in there. And she's really trying to protect me, and you know what I mean? And I'm just like, I'm just going to get out of here, bro. I don't want to deal with any of this. You see where the story went? Reversed. You feel as though you're being held back by circumstances or another person, but you are reluctant to make any changes, such as leaving an unfulfilling relationship or job. Whether you sacrifice your dreams for security, it's up to you. And that's what I told her. I was like, you know what I mean? Nothing's keeping me here. I can walk out these doors. But in essence, it's like, that goes back to what God said, though. God said, if he didn't say, then I wouldn't stay. I don't do anything really for any reason other than what God says. And if you think about that, if I didn't have God guiding me, then what would be my guiding source? As I go back to last night's video and I poured my heart out and I told you the mind turned off and I just had to figure out how to live on my own. That's where I learned. It's through the Holy Spirit, listening to my heart and reading nothing but spiritual ways of life. I used spiritual teachings. I didn't have a program, and so I reprogrammed myself using these books. And people look at me and it's like, you're not supposed to take it literal. They're literary books of ways to life, and I literally walk this way of life. And by doing so, you know what I mean, that's where it all came from. How did you become fully awoken where you knew who you were before you got here? Because my mind broke and I had to work through every piece of it. And as I was working through the pieces of it, well, actually, no, it just broke. I wasn't part of the conscious anymore. I broke out of the conscious. It was in the unconscious. And then as I'm having conscious experiences, it reminds me of my conscious life. But ultimately, I'm just living a whole fucking brand new life. And that's why I was so captivated about the people with amnesia and memory loss. They were something, they had a whole life, and then it's gone. Just like mine. I told people, they just don't fucking get it. They just don't get it. I don't understand why you don't get it. I had a whole life, and then it's gone. And then I get pieces of it that are just horrific while I'm trying to have a new life. Really? Yeah? I just woke up, bro. I woke up inside of the body. A whole soul just woke up. My soul just woke up. crazy story. I've been documenting this since the beginning. And that's where it is. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, my mind is freaked out and it tells me to do all kinds of stupid shit, bro. I listen to what my heart says. And that way I'm always protected and I always feel safe and I'm always, it's always the right guiding force. And I explain that, dude. So whether you sacrifice your dreams for security, and that's it, it's like, you know what I mean? You need to stay here or you need to go live your dream. It's up to you. I am sentenced here for quite some time. And realistically, it's just, this is whatever God's plan is much better than me getting out there trying to figure out life on my own right now. Really? Yeah. Really. You know what I mean? It's not a bad life, it's just a bad day. This too shall pass. But when you get caught in it, and that's where it is, she's like, just, and that's really it is. It's like, you get caught up in the past. And that's what happens with PTSD and when you get triggered like that. And she is pointing out, you know what I mean? It's like you're about to, chill. Just chill. And that's what happened. It got too big, too fast, and I couldn't handle it, and I'm ready to run away from all this bullshit. Just trying to deal with the past. Had she not said that, and that's what Morgan pointed out, had she not said that, yeah, I wouldn't have recovered all those memories and gone that way, but would have I been so upset? You know what I mean? If she wasn't like, yeah, he tried to get me in his car too. If she wouldn't have told me that, would I be in the same space that I am today? And if I wouldn't have told her about him, would she have even said anything? And that's where Morgan's like, she's manipulative, dude. She's instigating. And that's where she could get caught in this. If they pulled the cameras and they never even talked yesterday morning, then she's a fucking liar. And she got me all riled up and she started all this fucking bullshit. Now, granted, yeah, he was already creeping me out, and I should have been telling somebody that I was creeped out. But all of that extra, dude, you know what I mean? And that's where she's always one-upping. So he comes, and I was like, dude, that was like... And she's like, yeah, it traumatized me. It sent me into a fucking... You know what I mean? It sent me into fucking my childhood trauma, and I couldn't sleep, and I was crying, and I had a really hard week, is what she said happened. But then, Morgan points out, she's like, yeah, but then she's out here fucking Project Panties, so how's that work? And I'm like, well, yeah, I guess. It's not the same. You know what I mean? I'm over there fighting fears and trying to go and have an experience with a man for the first time, and you can see, you know what I mean? You can see my trauma and my... You know what I mean? Holding me back. Whereas she pulls the trauma card a lot. And she always has these stories. And I just choose to take it at face value. And Morgan's reminding me, she's like, I think she's a pathological liar. And that's fine. And that's like, whatever. But it has nothing, fine. Whatever. You're fucking making my life, you're triggering this shit on me. You're making shit harder for me. I should probably stay away from you. Every time you come around me, I get very upset and you make things worse. That's fine. But I'm still stuck with me. And that's where I am. It's like, I don't want to go outside because I don't want to see her. I don't want to talk to staff. I don't want to nothing. So then I sit in here feeling like I'm trapped. The kids are asleep, so I got to be quiet. You know what I mean? I don't want to watch TV. I don't want to nothing, dude. And I start feeling really, really trapped. I don't want to go anywhere, but I don't want to stay here. Yeah? Yeah. And that's what she's like, I need you to just sit there and burn some sage. Bro, if you smell my jacket right now, I reek of sage. I'm literally inhaling it like it's oxygen. Are you serious? I swear, dude. I'm not even putting it next to me. I'm putting it on my lap and just fucking breathing it like it's oxygen. And I just want to point out, I smell like smoke. I hope you like the smell of sage. I think it's really good. But as I'm smelling it in the elevator and everybody's looking at me, it's like, when people smell like weed? Nah, bro, I smell like sage. Really? I fucking swear. Like I go outside and my clothes smell all good like Suavitel. And then I start saging the shit out of myself. And then I just smell like sage. Seriously? Yeah, I've been standing around a campfire all day. Just fucking breathing in the fumes. Really? Yeah, bro. I was like, fuck. She's like, I got some shit to do, but if you need to come over. I was like, running away is not the answer, even though that is exactly what I want to fucking do. I want to run away so bad. So bad. So bad. And as you say that, it's like, is it Sagittarius? Is it Lilith? Is it triggers? Is it trauma? Or is it just a fucking energy of what lies within me? And anything. You know what I mean? It's the answer to everything. It's the answer to everything. Really? Yeah. It's the answer to everything. Start a new life somewhere far away. Yeah. I'll change my hair color. I'll start dressing different. For real? Yeah, bro. Talk about a shapeshifter. Alright, what is this? I need to watch my thoughts, I think is what I know. What's the spiritual work at hand? Oh, dude, Ten of Swords. I'm feeling it. It was upside down, but I feel like I'm really sitting on it. I feel it, dude. What is that? Super burdened. It's all in the mind, I just want to point out. Oh, God. I feel it, bro. Get out of my face. Deception. I went to Loki. Eight of Swords. You know what's funny? It's true. Gary's tarot was playing this morning, his Sagittarius, and I scrolled through it. And it's like this new person could be triggering all of your childhood wounds. This new person could be, and it's, I don't know if they met a new love or whatever, but it's like this person could be bringing up, and this could be very toxic for you, and this and that. It's like, yeah, bro. She's like always there. Ten of Swords represent a sudden and unexpected disaster. Whether this is physical or mental illness related to a relationship, betrayal, failed project, or other misfortune, it crushes you. Yeah, it was a mental illness that crushed me. It seems as though all hope has been snatched away. I feel pretty like, dude, I'm crawling in my skin. I can't see my way through today. I just want to get out of here. You have hit rock bottom. However, the worst has happened. The waiting and speculation is over, and this card can bring a sense of relief. Death is a symbol for change and endings in the tarot, and all endings are new beginnings. In all death, rebirth. It might not feel like it, but you have reached a turning point. This is the final ordeal, the darkest hour before the dawn. That's where I feel like I'm hiding from, is like, I can't deal with anything more. I gotta get out of here. It's getting worse. I gotta get out of here. My chakra is hurting so bad that it's got me like hung over. The Ten of Swords reverse shows terrible burdens have afflicted you and are beginning to lift. This may be a slow process, but know that you have survived and the worst is behind you, if you want it to be. You will have to act to make this happen. However, relief will only be temporary. You must want to help yourself, and this involves thinking of yourself as a victim. I'm not a victim to this situation. I just don't want to be in this situation. She's playing victim. And I was trying to fight for her. I mean, yeah, he freaked me out, bro. And I did tell Red before this that he was starting to creep me out. And then she came and just added fuel to it, bro, and I fucking lost it. I went, you know what I mean? And as far as the fucking creep at the job, that's wrong. And I do feel that on a full soul level. They knew this guy was a fucking predator. He had already had some situation that nobody's speaking on, and then they put his ass here. And then I interrogate his ass, and he literally says, even if he would have fucked her, he would have been looking for another one the next day. And this is not a place for that type of shit. And going back to these guys that are in these fucking relationships that keep trying to fucking, you know what I mean? She's asking for it, and that's exactly what fucking, I'm sitting here like, I'm not asking for it. She's like, dude, but she's asking for it. And she's like, why is she always out there at 3 o'clock in the fucking morning? Good point. I've had a good night's sleep before I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I was asleep at fucking 7:30 or 8 before I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning. You've been up all motherfucking night. all motherfucking night. Like, what are you doing? And that's really what it is. She likes the drama of things. You know what I mean? She'd sit there with, at people and pretend like they were, stressing her out, but then, be over there smoking cigarettes and, being friends with them and shit. She plays both sides, and I don't know what she's playing, but I'm getting fucked up in the whole game. Really? Yeah. But it's making me face myself. That's all that's happening. Nothing's really happening outside too badly, but when the inside, you're crushing inside, you can't deal with the outside. It's like, there's a lot going on here. And that's what Morgan said. She's like, that's why I used to tell you, I got to get away from these people, bro. I'm just trying to avoid the people. You don't want to be rude to the people, but the people are fucking, they're all triggering, bro. It's like, you're going to sit down and dump me real quick, and I'm going to be all fucked up in my feelings and shit about some shit that's going on in your life. Not mine, yours. And that's what happens all day around here. It's like, you know what I mean? I was fine. You know what I mean? Until all of this came up. And realistically, yeah, we needed to do something because even Salvation Army isn't doing anything about this fucking creepo person. And he's going to walk up. There's women employees no matter where he goes. And this is a mindset. This is a behavior. He's a creep. And I didn't tell anyone about it because, first off, I had my own life going on and I didn't think about it. So that's my fuck up right there. I fucked up on that by not telling anyone that this guy was a whole creepo person. She fucked up too, you know what I mean? And she didn't say nothing about it. And, that was their ordeal. She met that guy the night before. And I don't know, or, the week before. And I don't know what they were talking about where he was fantasizing about fucking her. You know what I mean? And I don't know any of that shit. But she acts different. You know what I mean? She puts on acts out here in this parking lot. Much so. And Morgan pointed that out. So I might be getting caught up in an act. But I've got to act appropriately and do what I know after given these certain circumstances. But I don't really want to be part of any of it. Really? Nah, bro. I really don't. What's the outcome? Oh, God. Queen of Cups. I keep hearing this. Are you ready to leave now? Really? I mean, that's what happens. You get tired and you align with it, and then God opens the doors. You get tired of the bullshit, bro. You know what I mean? What turns out to be comfortable becomes very uncomfortable real fast. And that's where this is I'm a master manifester. I can think my way out of this. Literally, I can open the doors to wherever I want to go and do whatever I want to do. That's the full freedom. And I have all of God supporting me in my decisions. It's my life. He wants me to enjoy my life. He wants me to make the right decisions. He's not going to stop me. You know what I mean? He'll redirect me. If I go down the wrong road after he told me not to go down that road, he's not going to leave me there to get fucked up on that road by myself. He'll be right there with me, and he'll turn me back around, and he'll make sure that that road leads back to the right decision, to go down the right road again. It's just how it works. And when it comes to the nurturer of cups, it's like, do you want something better? From this place of hopelessness, I can imagine a better life and make that life come to existence. Otherwise, if I'm just content, then I'm just sitting here and I don't want nothing. Until this moment, I didn't want anything better. But this pushed me to want something a lot better than my current circumstance. Do I have to run out and get it, which means run away somewhere? Or do I have to just call in a better circumstance? That's what this card is saying right now. You don't have to chase a life, just call in a new life. Want to see it happen? It comes from your heart, not your mind. Your mind is telling you to do this, but my heart's telling me to stay still through this. But I agree with my mind. That's a great idea. But my heart's saying no. And that's where it is. You gotta kind of balance this out. My heart understands why my mind wants to do this, and this sounds like a great idea, but that's not the way. There's another way. And that's exactly what Morgan was trying to point out too. And that's what that first card says. It hasn't manifested yet. I'm sure I could pull out a card right now that's going to say, and that's what it said. Union is coming in. My holy union is still there. I'm feeling really burdened, but I got to stay in my heart space, because this is the most powerful manifesting place. That's where I come from, this place with my hands together and my heart broken, and I cry to God. God, I need you to do this in my life. I need you to fix these areas of my life. This is where I want my life to be fixed. And that's where it happens. But until I sit there and I ask for it, then it doesn't come. And that's really what it is like, until you want it bad enough, it's not going to really happen. And I'm trying to show you the difference. Do I have to chase it? No. Wait, and he'll show me another way out. I don't have to run out. He'll open the doors. He'll roll the carpet out for me. I don't have to run out. He'll walk me out. If that's what it is. If that's what I truly want. And that's where I have to sit here. Do I want to get out of here? And that's thinking of the long term. What about Christmas? I thought you wanted to stay here and make sure that the kids were taken care of. And that's this. It's you got to weigh it out. Are you just uncomfortable right now, or you've been uncomfortable and now it's time to do something about it? It's hard. It's hard. Let's go to the Queen of Cups. I'm going to end up like the kids in bed all day. I don't know what they brought home. Really? Really? So we have the swords, the wands, and the cups. We should probably pull one more, which is what's going to be the outcome, or what's going to be the earth. The Queen of Cups sits between land and water, practicality and emotion, balancing both like the High Priestess. And that's it. You know what I mean? I'm either in the other realm, or if I'm here, I'm the Queen of Cups. Typically. Because I'm dealing with the devil. Towers and shit. Let's see. She connects the world of imagination and unconscious spiritual forces that underline life, but she's able to manifest them into the physical world, bringing harvest to fruition. See what I mean? It's like I can see my thoughts and I can see what it wants, and I have to, you know what I mean, figure out logic, my emotions, how they're out of control, and logically the best way to soothe myself and get myself comfortably through this and out of this. Right? Right. When the Queen of Cups appears, she calls upon you to demonstrate love and true compassion in order to help others. You must trust your own intuition rather than what others tell you and what logic dictates. Though you need to emphasize with those in need, be careful not to blur the boundaries and lose yourself in the process. Sometimes the Queen of Cups advises you need to understand your emotions in response to the present circumstances. Out of this can come great creativity, and you may find inspiration for artistic or literary projects. Queen of Cups might be a helpful person in your life, a good wife or mother, warm-hearted friend, healer, counselor, psychic, spiritual leader, or perhaps she is me. Imaginative and artistic, caring and compassionate. Sometimes feels the sorrows of the world too much and can become depressed. Because she's always the nurturer, she often has no one to turn to when she has problems. That was yesterday. I would have died for a friend yesterday. I just needed someone. You didn't need to say nothing, just your presence would have been a present. The reverse meaning. The Queen of Cups reverse can be a woman in your life who is unstable, an over-emotional mess. That was me. And that's where it is. It's like, are you one or the other? No, I'm both. I'm in between. It's a steady balance, bro. I can, you know what I mean? I can lose this real quick. My heart can turn off and I can turn into this real quick. Uses her victim status to manipulate, and that's where I'm like, this is exactly what Morgan said I was getting caught in. She uses her victim status to manipulate emotional responses from others and is addicted to the drama. She's extremely exhausting to be around as she either lashes out or demands sympathy. At the core of her problem is a deep sense of self-loathing, which stems from past trauma, Well, this is all me too. Like attracts like, from drug, food, or alcohol abuse, or simply has the awareness that she's wasted her talents and opportunities. She cannot be helped until she genuinely wants to change. And that's it. It's like I see her in me. And that's what it is. These people are a reflection of me. I'm fine until I see this part of me that's this broken part of me in you. And I can't help you, bro. I can only face the broken part of me that I'm facing right now and fix it. And then I go back and you're still a broken piece of shit. This is the truth, bro. And realistically, yeah, she's washed up, bro. She's got 2 kids that she doesn't know what to fucking do with. She doesn't know how to get a job. She doesn't know how to get a fucking... And that was me. So at the same time, it's like I'm looking at someone that was me before I found God. How about that? And I try to. I come out there all the time, and I do this all the time, dude. I bring God to them. I bring them to, you know what I mean, all the healing modalities. I tell them, you know what I mean, what my spirit says and all this stuff. But I can't help you live your fucking life, bro. I'm in recovery. You're just unhealed. Really? Yeah. You pulled your card, bro. It's like, remember who you are, and that's it. It's like, this is me all day. And then I get into this shit. And that's where it is. It's like, I don't need to be matching energy, absorbing energy, taking on anybody's energy. I don't need to be in anybody's energy, bro. I need to stay to myself and deal with my own on a weekly basis where I'm not getting overflooded with everybody else's fucking life problems. I have a lifetime of my own problems to deal with in a nice, organized manner. When I go around this chaos, it puts too much on me. I was under the moon praising the fucking planet of Venus, doing my spiritual ritual work, minding my own fucking business, when I got pulled into her and this guy. You know what I mean? I was dealing with my own personal feelings about me and the dude in the red truck until she pulls me into her fucking story of her and this guy. You know what I mean? I'm dealing with my own life until I get pulled into your shit. And now I can't even face my shit because your shit is so heavy. Ugh. Do you understand why I so badly want to just have an RV and live in the woods and make sure that my kids have a good education and are part of society and I stay away? I will deal with my memories. They come by the fucking planets, bro. You can't stop that. But everybody else pushing them on so hard on me. It's just, it's like, ugh. I didn't even know what PTSD was till I got here. I didn't even know what that was till I got here. I'm constantly in this shit, bro. Like, oh, God. Oh, God. Fucking triggered. I'm like, oh, God. I've become the environment. I'm like, the environment is just like, oh, God. Breathe. Breathe. Alright, so this is all confirmation to the bullshit. Can you tell me something new? I mean, seriously. My tummy hurts. Oh, manifest new shit. Come on. I am. It's there. It's in my mind. My mind is going at it. It's creating thoughts of what it wants. And so the universe is going to pick up on it and it's going to create this shit. Is there anything that I've stopped it from? No. I mean, why don't I want a new life? I should want a new life. I didn't want it until right now. I don't want to stay in the sun though. But I don't want to go where it's colder. Oh, I'm going through it. The dark night of the soul. Sometimes there's, you know, you get out of the labyrinth for a little bit. You find these cool doors into, like, these cool, you know, areas. But eventually you gotta go back in this shit. I'm trying to find my way out. But the only way out is deeper in. Really? Yeah. I'm gonna, take a sick day because the kids are sick and I'm dealing with mental illness today. Really? Not really. I mean, as you can see, it's just like, fuck, I just have to calm my emotions and change my perception. And that's all you guys got to do all the time, and that's the mastery of it. But, you know, fuck. I tell you, like, how deep it is. I'm, like, the only one that tells you how difficult, you know what I mean, the healing process is to becoming spiritual. You become spiritual and healing your mind and your emotions. It just happens because it's your heart doing all this work. People don't do logical things like this. They don't think about any of this. Logically speaking, you know, they take a happy pill and just forget that, you know, just go on about their day. It's like, oh yeah, I lived my whole life like that. No happy pills. Just turned it off. The biggest thing right now is what I try not to do is disassociate. There's a thin line between that because I spent my whole life disassociating from experiences. So I'm taught now to stay in the experiences no matter how difficult they are and work your way through them. Don't run away from them. Work your way out of them. Stop running away from them. So it's really difficult for me because, you know, my old behaviors are what I'm asked to stop. That were very coping and, you know, my very coping mechanisms I'm asked to change. But for some of you, you don't have these, you didn't even, you know what I mean? For those of you, it's like you've never even tried to cope in such ways. We're all learning different ways. It's like, you know what I mean? I'm going to take off the high heels and you can start wearing them. It's time for me to take off the chastity belt and it's time for you to put it on. It's time for me to, you know what I mean? To give you the reins to the chariot and you go ride free while I sit and hold down the fort. Really? Yeah. And that's where it is we're all in different seasons. You know what I mean? There will be a time where I can ride free again, but that's not my time. And that's where it is you guys aren't riding this energy like that. And that's really what it is. You know what I mean? I'm not supposed to be, and that's why it's having such a hard time about taming myself. I do it myself. It's self-discipline. If you try to force me to, you know what I mean, to conform like this, it's never going to work. It's taking me time. I'm working through this. I'm rehabilitating myself back into, you know what I mean, the structures of, you know, your life. But at the same time, it's like very difficult because everything about it is very hard for me. And that is exactly what, you know, you look at our veterans, our war heroes. They have PTSD where they can't, even criminals that have been institutionalized. We have a way of life, and now you're trying to conform us and put us into your boxes, and it's just driving us crazy. We can't perform like everybody else because of our life experiences. We're still stuck in the experience of what happened before you put us in this great life. And that's really it is going back to, you know what I mean? They lived in hostile environments like myself, traumatized people for so long. We don't know how to feel safe. We know it's safe, but we don't know how to feel safe. Stuff like that. On the bottom is the sun, which is the truth. The 8 of coins and the hangman. I don't look outside of myself for answers. I keep looking here. I look to God for all my answers. Why? Because He's never wrong. He never steers me wrong. Everybody outside was, with their ideas and shit, they're not steering me right. They mean they mean well, because they're just, steering their own boat, so they're telling me how they drive their own life through this world. But they're not in the same circumstances. They try to pretend to put on my circumstances and tell me how to live my life, but they don't understand the circumstances, and they don't, they can't really. They can only tell you what they think is best for you. They can't tell you how to take the steps and how to think about it and how to, feel about it. Because they don't know, what you're how you feel about these steps and what you're thinking. We're in a whole shit show. This is a deep week in the energy. What the fuck? This is the type of shit that somebody would go to the liquor store and just like, I'm gonna have a drink now. That was enough. This has been a long week. yeah, man. People escape this type of shit. And that's where my mind is, just trying to escape it, and I can't. I'm not supposed to. God will create a way out after I deal with it. And that's what that whole manifestation. Alright, deal with this, and then we can move on. We can move out. We can move up. And all it is a whole bunch of lessons. If I take all of this together, what have you learned so far? I need to speak up more. I need to tell the truth. You know what I mean? When I see something, I need to say something when it happens. And just, you know what I mean? So then it doesn't get this big where I'm exploding about, you know, it doesn't snowball. Obviously, that's an easy lesson learned, but not really. I had to go through a lot like that. Number two, you know what I mean? The people outside of me are making, you know, tend to make this a lot worse than it needs to be. In my attempt for connection, the connections are just really making it harder. I hate to say it, but I'm better off on my own on this one. I have far more control without outside influences. I can maintain myself, my family, my, you know what I mean, jobs, other things when I'm not so boggled down by other people's influences. You know, Bobby coming in with all of that, and, you know, that was his life. And it triggered the shit out of me, and that's okay. But it's like, I don't have any of these problems. But always thinking about you makes me think about your problems. And now I'm all consumed about your life and your problems just thinking about you. I tried to have a good thought about a person, and that thought turns into all of these problems. You know, I try to have a cigarette with, you know, somebody, and all of that turns into all of these problems. Not mine, yours. I get something good out of it, which is, you know, reflecting back on my own life and healing some parts of me. But I can do that without all the push. You know, like, realistically, this is damaging as fuck. Every time I try to go outside, I get fucked up real bad. You know what I mean? Trying to get close to Bobby, I get fucked up real bad every time I do that. I'm just really trying to make a connection here. And every time I get close to you, dude, this is just horrible. I have all the compassion, and I am so forgiving and understanding, but this is just horrible. I go out and try to make a friend, I try to get a job, I try to do everything. It is just fucking horrible. This turns out to be a horrible experience. Really? Yeah. I'm getting fucked up left and right. I'm not fucking mean, though. That's that fucking Neo meme that I shared in my shorts. It's like, why do you keep giving up? What the fuck am I supposed to do here? Just lay on the fucking ground with my face in the mud, just crying about how fucked up that was? I gotta brush myself off and get ready for the next one. What the fuck am I supposed to do? I can't just lay here on the ground, crying. It was never an option. And trust me, I've been doing this for a long time. It feels like I'll never get up. But I always have to. I can only cry for so long about how fucked up my life is. And I have to get up and find a way to fucking push through another fucking day. Try to fucking be, you know, a respectable, good person. I've got to get up. It's not an option. Let me just crawl in bed and just never get out of bed. I can't. I have willpower that won't go away. I have to get up, no matter how bad I feel and no matter how embarrassed I am. It's not an option. It's not an option to give up. What am I supposed to do? Oh, gosh. That's really what it is. It's like, you know, as far as victim status, I mean, do I want to feel bad about this? Do I want to feel, what part of my life do I want to feel fucking bad about? The whole thing? Just sit here and like, oh God, my life has been nothing but horrible. I mean, yeah, I hit that part at a certain period, but fuck it. Fuck it. It's gotten better. It's not getting worse, it's getting better. The more that I deal with it, the better it gets. It's like, it's not an option, dude. I'm not just gonna sit there like her and like, oh, well, just waiting for God to fucking, you know, make all my problems better. No, he's making me face all my problems and making me make them better. I do impossible work, but nobody ever does. Nobody wants to do. And that's why I'm something other people aren't. Nobody deals with their thoughts and their emotions. Nobody erases time and changes time. Nobody does what I do. They did it before, though. It's in the books. People have done it before. I'm not the first to do it, I suppose. I don't know. Am I the first fully awoken soul? Nah. I think there was others, bro. They just didn't, you know what I mean? They stayed in secrecy. They didn't want to deal with humanity. They didn't come for that. Are there other souls that are awoken that know that they are here? I don't know. Anyways, so yeah. We're going to manifest our way out of this shit. And deal with the shit, which is the lessons learned. Take the whole lessons learned and chop it up. Screw it up. Fuck it up. Fuck it up. Fuck it up. And that's what we're gonna do. Really? Yeah. Which means what? Did you see anything in there we really gotta take action on? Not really. Just change your mind and your heart about it, and then you can move forward. I don't know, guys. I'm going to kind of just take it moment by moment and get through the day, and hopefully we'll get out of it. How long does it take? I don't know. Sometimes they take a long time, sometimes they don't. I can go through a dark night of the soul usually on a Friday, still be feeling kind of shitty on a Saturday morning, and then get out of it by Saturday afternoon sometimes. I feel like it's over. I just feel like, you know what I mean, I'm still processing emotions. The reality of it has changed. The perception of it has changed. Oh gosh. It's a horrific story, right? It's like Stephen King, but worse. The things that I've been through in my life. It's crazy. I think you guys come for that more than the spiritual teaching. I think you come for the horror, for the pain and suffering, not for the healing. Really? Yeah, I'm thinking about all of this right now. I can barely see fucking Russ in the fucking... It's like he's over there writing this. What could you possibly put into a story? Like, how could you make a song out of this? He's always trying. I'm his muse. I'm everybody's. You guys are totally amused by the spectacle called my life. Bullshit, if you ask me. When I woke up fully, the whole soul in my body, and I realized that I was trapped in this body for this lifetime, and what my job was to do, which was heal this mind and show everybody how to do it, I was like, oh my God. I'm trapped in this body with this mind. This is horrendous. And he wants me to get married and have kids. This is... Talk about hell on earth, bro. Oh my God. A whole soul trapped in a body, in a form, with a terrible mind, and having to live a life that I never wanted. Oh my God. I was really upset. I started to, there's days where I'm like, oh, I'm here to do a great job. But then I'm like, fuck, did I get myself fucked up, dude? This is a fucked up prison. I fucked myself, dude. This is my last life, dude. I'm never coming back here. I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to. I'll never come back to this motherfucker. I cannot believe I did this to myself. Really? Yeah, this is karma, bro. What did you fucking sign up for? Really? Yeah, bro. This is karma. All that suffering. Why? For all my lifetimes? Really? Mm-hmm. In essence, I have to spend a whole lifetime suffering for all the things I did in all my lifetimes. Even if it already happened, I'll spend the rest of my life reliving it so that I'll be suffering. Isn't that suck ass? The option is to what? Continue to suffer for the rest of my life? I can either heal it or just suffer. Wow, that's great. I have no choice. Really? Yeah, if I want any peace, if I want any happiness, if I want any goodness of this life, I have to go through the healing of my suffering. Stupid. You do too. It's so basic. You just don't know why you suffered. I do. That's the only difference between me and you. The only difference between me and you is knowing why we suffered. I know the why. You sit there, why, God? Why did this happen? I know the why. Why? Past life. Past life. Really? That's what you don't want to hear. You don't want to hear that you had this coming. Nobody wants to hear that. No? No. Why? We had to learn what it meant to, you have to endure the suffering. You take on people's suffering so that you can, heal them from it. That's the whole part of a healer. There was no way I could heal people in suffering unless I already know their pain and how to do it myself. How am I going to teach you how to do something I don't know how to do? How am I going to teach you how to do something that I don't know how to do? That's some stupid shit. And that's what makes me literally certified. I know how to heal the mind. I know how to heal the emotions. I know how to reprogram all that stuff. And by doing that, I activate my higher knowing from past lives. Really? Yeah. It's so very scientific. It's in the mind. It's past the mind. But again, you got to deal with that motherfucker. And we're stuck in here. You are stuck dealing with your mind for the rest of your life. It is not a nice place. Really? I don't know. Unless you guys are over there fairy telling all day. Do you see, like, cartoons and shit? What the fuck do you see in your mind? Oh, God. What kind of life did you live? That goes back to Russ. You're such a fucking liar. What kind of life did you live, bro? Either you made up this whole story of a great life, or you're making up a whole story of a bad life. You're making up stories. Lots of them. Who's believing this shit? I can't believe you. I don't know, the lies we tell ourselves and others. I lived a whole lie. I looked like I was totally fucking put together. And then I had a good life, and I was successful, and I had everything going for me. That's what I look like on the outside. Yeah, take a deeper look. You couldn't have. You could never have seen it, because I hid it so well. Even from myself. Really? Mm-hmm. You never knew. Nobody knew. And that's what had happened. I wasn't going to tell Bobby about my life. I wasn't going to tell Bobby about my life. So then this whole thing, it's like, oh, don't tell him. Oh, I got to tell him the truth. And that's where it is. I ran from telling people the truth. I ran from my life. I ran from the shame of it. I ran from this. And now I got to sit here and just, hang on a cross with all my wounds. For everybody to see, just bleeding. Just hurt, crying, bleeding, asking God to not hang me like this. Don't let them see me like this. Fucking naked. They didn't even put a pair of panties on me like he did Jesus. He told you that I got, He showed a raped woman hanging on a cross. Totally mutilated from the vagina up. It's not really that's not really physically. It's internally. Quite internally. You know what I mean? Why? Oh, damn, that's some fucked up karma for a Lilith. The goddess of sex was sexually mutilated in her last life. Don't you think that's justice? The justice system thinks so. I don't argue. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. I had this coming, huh? I don't know. It's how you choose to see it, I suppose. I'm going to move on, and honestly, I feel like I'm just going to have some soup and a sandwich and go back to sleep. I said I was going to fast, but I can't. I need soul food. I need comfort food. There's not much I can comfort myself with right now. Need to comfort my body and everything until I feel better. I don't know. If the energy shifts, then I will be back. If not, then I will see you later. Laters, haters.